So I was scrolling through Twitter last night, really bored, when I came across this graphic that had all the major 2023 movies that are gonna release this year. And when I went into the comments to see what people were saying, people had some very, very strong opinions about this year's movie slate. Listen to this. This person said, "When the hell did they randomly decide there's more need for Ghostbusters? Yay, we get 3 original movies! Cinema isn't dead." I'm pretty sure they were being sarcastic. If it's not a reboot, remake, spin-off, sequel, reimagining, or comic book adaptation, general audiences don't care. Maybe if the cinemas would stop making the theater-going experience excruciating, it would help. Excruciating? I mean, it could be a little bit annoying sometimes, but excruciating? This person says it's a pretty big year. They can see themselves seeing maybe 5 to 6 of them. I think that's pretty reasonable. I'm writing a screenplay myself. I'll call it 2023, the year of the sequel. It's a horror movie. I plan on seeing maybe 8 of these, and with all of this in front of my face, that number may just lower. And this person said, never mind, I actually just hate movies. Okay, what's going on here? Is this list really that bad? Is this year's film slate just really that awful? Is cinema dead like people on the internet keep saying it is? Well, I'm gonna go through this graphic and we're gonna look at the upcoming movies of 2023 to see if cinema is dead, or maybe these people are being a bit dramatic. Let's see. And we can play along too. Tell me down below in the comments which movies you plan on seeing, and I'll tell you which movies I'll plan on seeing. So, now let's get into the video. The first movie on this list is Megan, which actually comes out just this Friday on January 6th. I think Megan looks super fun and campy as another horror movie starring this doll, but the difference is this doll seems to have a sense of humor and she's just made for memes. I'm pretty sure a lot of the things they put in this movie was made to generate social media traffic, but I don't care. I think this movie looks super fun and campy. And the next on the list is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. This comes out February 17th. I am getting a little bit fatigued on Marvel, so I will admit I'm not as excited for this movie as I once would have been, but we do get to see Kang for the first time if you care at all about who Kang is. I have to admit I've never been a huge fan of the Ant-Man movies, so this one I'm not like super pumped about, but I will probably go see it. Then on February 4th we have Blank Bear. I'm gonna say blank instead of the actual word because I don't think I can say that on YouTube without getting demonetized. But I know a lot of people are really excited about this film. It's one of the only original movies on this chart. It's about a bear that takes a certain substance and he goes crazy. I think it could be interesting, at least it's an original idea. Honestly, I could take or leave this film, but you might feel differently. Let me know in the comments. And then we have Creed 3, which comes out on March 3rd. I haven't seen the first 2 Creed movies, I will admit, but I've heard that they're very good. I just probably won't end up seeing this one, sorry. And then on March 17th, we have Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. If you've been paying attention at all what's been going on with DC, this movie is pretty dead on arrival. They're pretty much rebooting the DCEU from scratch at this point, so this movie isn't really canon anymore. Plus, it's not like the first Shazam was a huge film, so I don't really see this movie doing all that well. You might be excited for it. If you are, please let me know. I don't know, I could see this movie kind of disappointing at the box office, not gonna lie. And then March 24th, we have John Wick 4. I really like the John Wick movies. I've seen all 3. I plan on seeing the 4th. This is one of the movies I'm more excited about on this list. Have you guys seen John Wick? Please let me know in the comments. And then March 31st, we have the Dungeons and Dragons movie. Now, I've never actually played the game, but I will admit the trailer really blew me away. Like, it looks like just a fun, sort of campy, have a good time in theaters kind of movie that I like to see. So the trailer's kind of sold me, and it's got Chris Pine in it, so that's reason enough. I would like to point out so far, however, that 5 out of the 8 films we've gone over so far are sequels. 3 of them are original, but of course you have one that's based on a board game, so that's based on an IP already. And then you have Megan, which is a horror film that's playing on a very familiar, doll comes alive trope. So we're already low on original films if that's what you're looking for. But I do think there are some fun films on this list already. So let's move on to the next film, which comes out on April 1st, and that is Evil Dead Rise. I have to admit, I haven't seen the other movies in the Evil Dead franchise, so this one is another miss for me. But again, it's another sequel, so it has a fan base somewhere. Do you plan on seeing it? Let me know in the comments. And then April 7th is a film I'm actually really looking forward to, and that's the Super Mario Bros. Animated film. I think the trailers look super fun. I think it looks like just a great time at the theater. I love how much of the original music from the game that they're using in the film. I think this movie could be a huge hit. Then May 5th, we have Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3. This will be James Gunn's last movie at Marvel before he completely takes over DC. And it'll be the last time we'll probably see a lot of these Guardians of the Galaxy characters. And because of that is the main reason why I'm interested in this film. After being on this long journey with the Guardians, I want to see their conclusion. I want to see what happens with Gamora and Peter. I want to see what happens with Bigger Groot and Rocket Raccoon. Like, I just love these characters so much at this point that I have to see this. And then on May 19th, we have Fast X. This is, I believe, the last movie in the Fast and Furious franchise. I think the last couple of movies, this franchise has way, jumped the shark. But you have to admit, they're kind of fun. I probably will see this just because I'm pretty sure it's the last one, but I don't expect it to be good, to be honest. And then on May 26th, we have the live-action The Little Mermaid. Now, I've already talked about how I think a lot of the Disney live-action movies aren't very good, and to be honest, I'm already not a fan of the very dreary, dark drab colors that they're painting the ocean in. I'm not a fan of the visual aesthetic of The Little Mermaid, at least from what I've seen so far, but I love the story of The Little Mermaid. I love the music. Ariel is one of my favorite Disney princesses growing up as a kid, so of course I have to see this movie. And then on June 2nd, we have Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse. Do I even need to talk about how good the first Into the Spider-Verse movie was? Because I think we all know. And I've just been counting the days until the sequel comes out, so I'm there day one. And then on June 9th, we have yet another Transformers movie. Another one. I don't know why they keep making these movies. They're never good. At least I like the first one, but they all just fell off after that. I'm not saying this. And then we have The Flash, which comes out June 16th. Now, we don't have to talk about Ezra Miller and all of the crimes Ezra seems to be committing on a non-stop basis, but there is just so much going on with DC and how they're basically rebooting it that I'm like, I don't know. I hear that the movie's good, but who really cares at this point? This movie's just been through hell. Let's just let it be over. And then June 23rd, we have Elemental, which is Disney Pixar's next film. I just did a whole video covering where I think Pixar stands right now as a brand, and I talked about Elemental and how I thought the teaser looked a bit generic, but it could be good. I mean, it kind of looked like Zootopia, and I like that movie, so holding out hope. And then June 30th, we have Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny. I'm a little hesitant about this. Lucasfilm is making this movie, and after the Star Wars films kind of flopped, at least creatively, I don't know if I trust them to make another movie, so I'm gonna have to wait for a longer trailer before I make a decision on this one. And then July 4th, we have the next Mission Impossible movie. After Top Gun Maverick, I'm all in on Tom Cruise. I want to see him do crazier and crazier stunts, and this is just my next movie to get my Tom Cruise doing crazy stuff fix. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this movie. And then July 21st, honestly, maybe my top 3, one of the most anticipated movies for the year for me is Barbie. I'm not kidding you. I am very much looking forward to Barbie. I think that teaser was genius. It deserves awards. There were layers, okay? I think Margot Robbie is perfectly cast as that. Hopefully she doesn't tank the box office. She seems to be a bit of box office poison lately, but I'm cheering for this movie. And then July 21st, we have the next Christopher Nolan movie with Oppenheimer. This is about the advent of the nuclear bomb. I feel like the last couple of movies Nolan has made with Tenet and Dunkirk, I didn't really care for that much, but I do love his earlier work. And I'm always going to give Christopher Nolan a shot because I think he's a talented director. And the cast is insane for this film, so I will be seeing it. And then July 28th, we have The Marvels. This is the sequel to Captain Marvel, but now instead of just Brie Larson, we'll also have Iman Vellani as Miss Marvel, and we also have Teyonah Parrish as Photon. Adding those characters doesn't really add to my excitement, to be honest. So, I don't know. I kind of like the first Captain Marvel, probably more than a lot of people did, so I'm definitely gonna see it, but I'm not super excited about it. And then August 4th, there's another Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles movie. I had no idea this movie was coming. I know nothing about it. but there's another movie coming in the franchise. So if you like the franchise, then there you go. August 18th, we have another DC movie with Blue Beetle. I don't even know who Blue Beetle is. I never heard about him until they started making a movie about him. Again, I'm pretty sure that they're just rebooting the whole DCEU at this point, so I probably won't see this. Although I will wait for it on streaming. I'll probably see it then. And then on October 6th, Sony is making another Spider-Man universe movie with Kraven the Hunter. Spider-Man is not in this movie, but it is based on one of his rogues gallery of characters. I'm not really sure how this is gonna work out. I feel like this could be another Morbius situation. I don't trust Sony yet on the quality of their films, so we'll see. And then on November 3rd, my most anticipated movie of 2023, Dune Part 2. I love the first Dune movie. I have been counting down the days until I could see Dune Part 2. I am so excited. I am so on board for this movie. It cannot come soon enough. Hands down, we'll be there probably Thursday night in IMAX. Can't wait. And then there's Wonka on December 15th, also starring Timothée Chalamet. I love the Willy Wonka movies. I even love the Johnny Depp one that came out in 2005. I may have just seen it when I was an impressionable little kid, but I'm still really looking forward to this. I love the world of the chocolate factory and then the little Oompa Loompas. Like, I just love this world, so I'm excited to get another movie in this franchise. And then December 20th, we do have yet another Ghostbusters movie. I thought the last one was okay. Maybe this is a little bit blasphemous for some film fans, but I'm not really huge on Ghostbusters, so if I do see this one, I'll probably wait to see it on streaming. And then on December 25th, so Christmas, we have the next Aquaman sequel. Thought the first Aquaman was pretty fun. Not the best movie, but it was at least fun. So we're getting another one. Except there's already reports that Jason Momoa won't even be Aquaman anymore. He's gonna be Lobo. So again, do we really care about this movie? DC is such a mess. And that's all the movies that's on this chart. Now I know there's a lot of other films coming out this year that weren't on the chart, but these are obviously the biggest of the biggest. And clearly there's a lot of sequels happening. Like a lot of sequels. Like most of these movies are sequels or based on some sort of IP. I think overall, there's a couple of movies here that I'm really looking forward to, like Dune Part 2, Mission Impossible, Across the Spiderverse, Barbie. I think those are all movies that are not only am I looking forward to, but will probably do really well at the box office. But just at first glance, looking at the chart, it is overwhelmingly like, let's remake everything that was popular in the 80s and 90s and hope it works, because that's essentially the strategy that Hollywood is trying out right now. If you really want more original films, then when they do come to theaters, you have to support it. Studios only understand the language of money. If more original artistic films made a lot of money, those would be the kinds of films that studios would be making. Except they don't, because usually when those films do come to theaters, they flop. Or just bomb horribly. We're going to keep getting these remakes, sequels, reboots, reimaginings, pretty much forever unless that cycle changes. I think movies can have a renaissance and become more relevant again, but I think Hollywood is gonna have to change the kinds of movies that they're making. We can't just keep doing reboots and sequels. We're gonna have to do something original, because that's the only way we're gonna get movies back to where they used to be. I really want that to be the case again. But what do you guys think? Are you planning on seeing any of these movies that I just talked about today? Do you think this list sounds just as bad as the people I talked about in the beginning of this video? Do you think this is like the end of cinema? Or do you think, like me, there's actually a number of really good movies coming out this year and you're looking forward to a number of them? If you are, please let me know in the comments. And as always, my name has been Brittany. If you can give this video a like, it really helps the algorithm, and share this video to other people. Also, please subscribe to the channel if you like this video. You'll get a lot more videos like this. I make multiple videos a week. And as always, my name has been Brittany. If you like this video, please watch another one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.